And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, here we are again, another day committed to being your consumer advocate right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, your local real estate economist of choice. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the show, and we want to help you win in 80 different categories of consumer advocate content and advice right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got a great lineup for you today as well. Let's make our introductions. In studio with me here today, Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us, our water expert contributor on the Consumer Quarterback Show.
Always great to be here. Love coming to the studio as well. Great.
Yeah, man. So what are we going to talk about today, Fred?
Well, the typical thing, what's going on, but more important, we're going to be offering our dealer pricing right till the end of May.
Nice.
So we're going to talk about that.
Very good. And some of the things that are in your water supply that you might not know, and talking about microplastics, bacteria, all kinds of bad stuff, chloramine, chlorine, all in your water supply. So yeah. Fred has a solution for that. Also, Chuck Peterson joining us via Zoom from his home office, it looks like, in North Carolina. Welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show.
Hanging out, just waiting on the lovely state of Florida to let me back in. But glad to be with you guys today.
Yes, sir. Suncoast Roofing, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And you know, we've got hurricane season just around the corner. So we're hoping that we have a light season up with that as well.
Well, we're hoping we have just an easy season, but get everybody ready to go, get those inspections done, and we'll talk about that as we go.
That's right. Free roof inspections as well. Come check out your roof. And very real estate friendly as well is Chuck and his team. If you got a deal that you're in process on, you need to get it done, they can get it done quickly in most cases. And covering most of the state of Florida now, we'll dive deeper with Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we're going to go to Clyde Smith. He's the general manager, Bilmar Beach Resort. Hey, Clyde.
Hey, Brandon. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. And yourself?
I'm doing well now that our beaches are open. That was a big step, and we're excited for that. It's going to lead to some occupancy in the hotel, but I like the way we're taking things slowly, though. I think it's a good way to start opening up the state a little bit.
That's right. Yeah, kind of easing into it. I know it's a challenge for some businesses. They're saying, hey, this 25% thing is not working for us. We, by the time we, bring in our cooks and our wait staff, and it just doesn't make sense at 25%. But you had mentioned earlier, so the Bilmar Beach Resort is actually opening up on Thursday, and then Sloppy Joe's, the restaurant on site, is already open.
Yes, Sloppy Joe's is open. We're one of the fortunate restaurants. We've got the 3 outdoor decks where we have the tables spaced properly. So there's plenty of seating available there. And then our 25% in the dining room, is good. I think if everyone behaves and follows the rule, the governor's going to allow more than 25%. That is very tough on some other restaurants. They are allowing people to get creative, though. So if you've got a parking lot with some space, you can put your outdoor dining there. So there are some options. It's just difficult for some of the smaller restaurants. We hope to get them open soon, too.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to get everybody back to work and, get this economy, back in running order. So we're talking with Clyde Smith, General Manager, Bilmar Beach Resort. What are you looking forward to about reopening, Clyde?
Really getting my employees back in here. We furloughed over 100 people, which is just one of the hardest things I've done in my career. And we're just so happy to get them back. We've been keeping in touch with a Facebook page, hashtag Bilmar Strong, and that way we can communicate with our employees back and forth just on keeping them in the loop of what's going on. We did the first reorientation for Sloppy Joe's servers yesterday. It went really well, just rolling out all the new protocols of cleaning, and it's for both the employee safety and certainly our guest safety. We're doing business differently than we did before, and I think it's some great things that have come out of this. Just little things like every pen is disinfected after every use, credit card machines, everything is just, if in doubt, wipe it again. So they really did embrace it. We are having our employees in mask right now just to make the customer feel better and to keep them safe. And from the signs of things yesterday, everyone's doing a good job. The sheriffs were out here. They stopped by and actually complimented the process we had set up, the distancing, lines that we have to make sure people don't crowd each other as they're, doing takeout. Some people are still, preferring to do the takeout method. They don't want to be in a restaurant, at a table even 6 feet, and that's fine too. There's seating available down at the beach for someone that wants to do that. It has worked out really well. We're excited to get our customers back and even more excited to have our employees come back.
Yeah, Clyde, this time of year also is just so special here in Florida. The humidity's low, the temperature's just right, especially we get that nice Gulf breeze coming through. So it's so nice to be able to open that back up. Are you seeing people kind of coming back to the beaches and enjoying the beach?
We are. A lot of in-state people are ready to, get out of their homes some and come to the beach. And even some of the out-of-state, if the state's allowing them, they're looking forward to get down. I just hung the phone up with a woman that's 22 degrees up. I believe she was calling from Minnesota. And I told her it's 85 with low humidity and sunny, and she's like, I want to be there now. So it was a good thing, good call. And, just a lot of new ways that we're doing business that I think the customers are going to really like. As a room gets vacant, it's going to wait 24 hours before we go in and sanitize it. That's partially for employee safety. And then once you're in your room, we'll bring you supplies if you need them, but we're not going to be going in and, moving your things around and touching your things. So you're going to see that across the industry. It's just a better way to do business now. But all that effort gets put in ahead of time and then after the guest leaves. We also have great rates out there just to, ramp back up, and we know people need to get away. So we dropped our rates about 20% out there. Of course, we have Florida resident rate always available and our local Pinellas and Hillsborough rate. So we're making it easier for the people to come over if they choose to.
Absolutely. I love it. You have the in-state folks that can come over for that quick staycation, just a couple of hour drive from Orlando and, 4-hour drive from Dade County, Miami area. Like there's, people can really enjoy what Tampa Bay has to offer, and, constantly in the top 1, 2, 3 in terms of worldwide beaches, is St. Pete Beach and, our neighbor to the north, Clearwater Beach.
Absolutely. And, again, the people out on the beach, I know it was a concern going, to reopen them. They did a fantastic job yesterday. Everyone was keeping their distance. We've got Turbo down there that works our kayaks and paddle boards, and he was reminding anyone that got a little too close, but really they weren't doing it. Everyone was self-policing themselves, and it was just a great reopening day. I think it was smart to do it on a Monday instead of the Friday. But I think we're going to be in good shape here now. Just a matter of rebuilding and retraining and opening up the businesses.
Yeah, I believe as well. And are you going to be able to have any entertainment? I know you were doing nightly entertainment at one point there, Clyde.
We are going to wait until we get back to the 50% model for that, just because that counts as an extra person in that room. So right now, we've got the mini TVs that are on showing whatever sports replay they're showing for the day. Yeah. And then, we've got the music going. I think we're going to bring live music in. But we'll see if we get opened to the 50% number by Memorial Day. We'd love to have Memorial Day entertainment out there. But if not, we'll just wait for the governor to give us a green light on that.
Yeah, I had some friends of mine that were putting together, he does the beach. I forgot the name of the event, but it was a big beach event involving volleyball and all the corporate where the companies would go out and do the different games on the beaches. I forgot the name of that event, but it was sad. I guess they had to cancel that. A lot of major, conventions canceled. Lots of challenges facing, not only the Treasure Island community, but Tampa Bay and around the world. It's going to be great to get back to some sense of normalcy, Clyde.
Yeah, we certainly miss the festivals. We understand why they're not going right now, but we would love to see that normalcy go back. I know a lot of Christian stadium events they're going to be filming them and telecasting them, but it's just not the same as being together with fellowship and all of that. So we do hope that will come back when the numbers indicate it's safe to do so. I think I do agree with the safety first mode, but I think what you're going to find over at the beaches and the restaurant that everyone has been planning how to do it the right way, and you're going to see it rolled out correctly.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm looking at one of your brochures here from last time I picked it up. You got free parking, Wi-Fi, 2 heated pools, hot tub, fitness center, beach transportation, beach area transportation, 2 restaurants on site, lots of fun stuff to do out by the beaches as well. Kayaks, bike rentals, beach volleyball, all kinds of cool stuff out there, Clyde.
All of that. And down by Sloppy Joe's, we've got the giant beer pong game, giant Jenga, all sorts of games out there, about 5 or 6. People have really been enjoying that, even with the takeout mode. While they wait for their food, they go out and play a little game and just get outside and then take the food and go. But now they can sit down and enjoy it with a beautiful sunshine and a beautiful beach view.
That's right.
It's gone really well.
There's something almost magical about driving from Tampa or, wherever you live in the Tampa Bay area, over to the beaches, going across the bridge and just feeling like, wow, it just feels like a different, zip code, of course, but just a different vibe coming over the bridge like that, getting onto the beaches.
Absolutely. It's just a great entry right up Central Avenue. Central Avenue dead ends right into our entry door, and then the beach is right behind that. And, we've got that big beach, so there's plenty of room to distance out there. Bring your 2 beers and take the long walk out there.
There you go. Awesome. All right. Thanks a lot, Clyde. Clyde Smith, General Manager, Bilmar Beach Resort. Book directly. Don't use one of the engines online. Call them or book directly online, and you get the best rate that way. Bilmar Beach Resort, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we love visiting down there as well. So reach out to Clyde Smith, General Manager. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Coming up, we've got Chuck Peterson as well, Suncoast Roofing, one of our expert contributors, and Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Also, our feel-good story of the day. Man stays up all night to help his wife and wins $100,000 lottery jackpot. Stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember anymore. Ask me about
Yes.
To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay. Welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love that image because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. Mm-hmm. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we appreciate you spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. This segment is brought to you by Replenish IV Solutions. Say hello to our friends Stephen and Lisa Gunnan over at Replenish IV Solutions. They offer the Myers cocktail and many other vitamin infusion drips. Now, these are directly into your bloodstream, so you're getting vitamins, minerals, electrolytes. You are able to restore and reinvigorate your immune system. What a great time to do that. Replenish IV Solutions. They will make house calls. They'll send a nurse following CDC guidelines directly to your home or office, and they will deliver to your home. The science of nutritional balance. Say hello to our friends at Replenish IV Solutions and let them know that the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. A couple of hot listings here. I've got some vacant land available now here, some home building lots at Ketch Court, Tarpon Springs. This is a $99,000 opportunity. And if you look at the beautiful photography compliments of Fabre Frameworks for our real estate listing at Ketch Court, Tarpon Springs, we've got lots available here with bay access, or water view rather. You've got the deep water view there coming from Ketch Court, and I've got 3 other lots in the same community available. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.com. All right, let's go to Chuck Peterson here. Suncoast Roofing. Via Zoom, we're talking to Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing. What's new in the roofing world, Chuck?
Well, nothing actually too terribly new. We're still roofing. So our company was fortunate enough that we didn't really shut down, even though it's slowed down some. We've had quite a bit of jobs still going on. As you know, I came back north to stay with my family during the shutdown period, but planning on being back down there next week or two. And we got to talk about getting those roof inspections in, and we do have those new shingles that are out, the no wind warranty, high as it can get. They're guaranteed to stay on your roof shingles. So 2 good things to talk about.
Yeah, you got a 50-year warranty on some of these products as long as they're installed by a GAF Master Elite contractor. Is that right, Chuck?
Correct. And the new shingles, I don't know if you can see this little thing right here or not, if you get through there, but these are the Hdz Shingles, and it literally has a no wind warranty. If a Master Elite contractor puts them on, we install them correctly. GAF, other than just a hurricane ripping them off your house, GAF warranties those no matter what the wind rating is. There's no limit. So pretty substantial upgrade over the shingles that we had currently had before now.
Yeah, and I had mentioned this to you off air, but I'll go ahead and volunteer. I had a new construction home. We built the home, and a roofing company, not Suncoast, it was a different roofing company that actually installed. I drove up. We had these storms about 3 or 4 months ago here in Florida, and I drove up to my house, and I looked to the lot next door. It's an empty lot next door, and we got 10 or 12 roofing shingles laying on the ground. So I was wondering, how would that happen? How could that potentially happen? They got blown off and were laying in the lot next door. It appeared to be from the ridge.
Yeah, and I know you and I talked about that and saw the pictures and all, and it's just, unfortunately, it was bad installation, and that's why you really have to, like we always talk about, you really have to be, as the consumer, you have to take a little bit of time and do a little bit of research and make sure you're dealing with the right company. So that's something that we would hope would never happen to one of ours. But if it did, we'd be out there that very day, fixing that, no cost to anybody. And if anything happened, we would make sure we are accountable for that installation. I mean, that's our job. That's our warranty, and we take that very serious.
And what do you think in that position, Chuck, or that situation? What actually happened? Was it just not enough nails in the shingle?
Yeah, it looked like for the nails that you showed me, they might not have used the either the right nail that you were showing me wasn't the nail that should have been in there. But you were just showing me a nail, so we don't know for sure that's what came out of the ridge, or they didn't nail it properly. One of the two. If they used the wrong one, it just was a slick nail, and it would just pull out immediately, and they just didn't have it on there right. So when the wind got underneath one, it just takes them right up the whole ridge. There's no stopping it.
Right.
It just goes from end to end.
Yeah. We're talking with Chuck Peterson here, Suncoast Roofing on the Consumer Quarterback Show, residential and commercial roofing throughout almost the entire state of Florida, Chuck. I mean, is there parts that you're still not reaching, or?
No, we're pretty much everywhere. Like I said, the only spot we don't really have an office and a presence is, Broward and Dade County at the moment, but everywhere else, we pretty much go. There's not a lot of slowing us up these days.
Yeah, and with the real estate market as well, you see still we're at least in Tampa Bay, we got a low inventory market. I think there's going to be even more demand now with some of the fallout from the coronavirus of people moving from those northeast area, the New York, the New Jerseys. More and more people still going to want to move into South Florida. I think there's going to be a strong demand for not only construction and existing homes, but and in the roofing industry as well.
And I agree. I mean, if you were up north and they took a hit a lot worse than we did for the virus, and so a lot of those people have houses or come down here on an annual basis anyway, they're really going to be reconsidering that plan. And why don't we just move down there for good and just not have to, worry about the back and forth. And we do quite a bit of work, as with the real estate agents. So if you get, one of the agents is out there and they've got a home inspection. We just got one last week, from another company, and they got a home inspection, and we run out there if we can get there the next day and get some kind of plan put in place so that you guys can get those houses closed. We can get the numbers in, get the repairs done, so the home inspector will sign off, so the bank will do the loan, so the buyer and seller can close the deal on time that they already have set.
That's right. Yeah, and you get the insurance in place is one of the last things as well, getting that insurance binder, and that's a big part of the process as well. If you just joined us, we're talking with Chuck Peterson, representing Suncoast Roofing, suncoastroofing.com, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we implore you to support our show partners. It's part of the way we are able to put on this consumer advocate-based radio and TV show now, almost 7 years running here on 860 The Answer. We're on 102.5 The Bone, as well as Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Sony TV, WeBeam TV, on and on. You can find us on iTunes. Lots of content out there, but we urge you to support our show partners. We've got Suncoast Roofing here on the show today. And Chuck, we've heard a lot about unemployment. The numbers are in the mid 22 million, 26 million last numbers I checked. The numbers are there. Now, is Suncoast Roofing hiring?
Actually, we are hiring 2 more salespeople. Believe it or not, we're hiring somebody for the Tampa Bay area, and we're also hiring somebody for our Bonita Springs office. And probably, I'm saying within another month or 2, we'll be hiring somebody for our Orlando office. Our business, knock on wood, thankfully, is been steady and starting to grow back up again. And we're to the point where just last day or 2, we said, hey, we're going to have to put some more people on. So yes, we are actually in the hiring mode.
Now, was your company able to access any of the PPP, the government programs that was there, the payroll protection programs, or the CARES? Were you guys able to participate in that?
Well, we could have done that. We qualified for sure, but we were very fortunate in the fact that the roofing business really didn't stop all that much. So we never had to lay anybody off. We never, our sales guys had the calls slow down a little bit, but in the last, probably 2 or 3 weeks, they picked right back up, and we really never. We were very fortunate. We didn't see that big dip or the cancellation of business that a lot of people would have seen. We didn't have that dip, so we were fortunate.
Yeah, that's great. And, from time to time, we, on a lighter note, we talk a little bit of football here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got the GOAT now coming to Tampa Bay, Tom Brady. And I know you're up in Carolina, so you're talking about your quarterback, Bridgewater. What are you seeing happening next year?
Well, I'm not going to say we're beating the Bucks 2 times this next year. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad we're in the rebuilding mode. Tampa Bay is going to be a tough sled for us to compete in the NFC South. We got, as we were talking about, we got Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Matt Ryan. We got, like 7 of the top 10 receivers in the league play in the NFC South. I mean, it is just stacked. They're going to be freaking great games, though. I will say it's going to be, that Tampa Bay New Orleans game is going to be, money well spent to go watch.
It is. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll see how that plays out. Coming up here, and just last week or week before we had Mary Cernicki on the show.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about Mary's role in the company and what an asset she is.
I'm the director, and so I run everything that's outside of our corporate office from the middle of the state to the whole western side of the state. Mary basically is the next person in line under me, and she handles all the office staff for the Tampa, Tallahassee, for Bonita. She handles all the people that actually do the work. Mary is the next one right there in charge. She's just a great asset for our company. And if you get a chance to, if you're in the Tampa area and you call and you want somebody to really come out and look at your house, ask for Mary to come do it herself, and she'll get right on the roof just like anybody else would. You'll be impressed beyond belief.
Yeah, she's awesome. She does a great job as well.
Yep.
And you got a great team over there, Suncoast Roofing, suncoastroofing.com. Check them out. Got all the different lines of roofing. You've got the shingle roofing, you've got the tile roof, and of course the metal, depending on where you're at. And so they have all those. They have the GAF Master Elite 50-year warranty as well. From Suncoast Roofing. Stay with us right here on the show. Chuck's going to talk more in our lightning round coming up. And next, we're going to have Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us. Find out about what's in your water, the quality of your water, what can be expected. And we're going to talk about sustainability as well with the water supply here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Also, we have a feel-good story of the day. Man stays up all night to help his wife, wins $100,000 lottery ticket in our feel-good story of the day. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
62 who knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week. 62 who knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember it. Ask me about
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay. Welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
as your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back. I've got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
You're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. Mm-hmm. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We appreciate you spending some time with us here, our radio family out there, and reaching out to our show partners. We want to engage with you. We urge you to reach out, call or text our hotline, any questions, comments you have from the show. And, of course, we would love to connect you to our 80-plus show partner categories, 813-670-7372, 813-670-7372. 7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline. You can call or text that line. This segment is brought to you by Golf Cart Depot. Say hello to our friends over at the Golf Cart Depot. Marty and his team, they do a great job. They offer Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman, and also the Icon golf carts and electric vehicles available now through Golf Cart Depot of Florida. 2 locations in Land O'Lakes and Clearwater. But right now, they're actually delivering to your home or office. They're going to allow you to test drive at your home or office. Reach out to Golf Cart Depot. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we want to feature a couple of our hot listings here. If you're a seller out there and you're thinking about potentially selling, we'd love to help you by exposing your property to our database and, of course, our thousands plus listeners and viewers of our show here on a daily basis. So you have an opportunity as well to take advantage of that. We've got some property available here in Tampa Bay. We've got a car wash for sale at 1410 North Betty Lane in Palm Harbor. This is a 3-bay car wash, cash cow, income-producing property, commercial property right here in Pinellas County. Car wash available at 1410 North Betty Lane, Palm Harbor. Also, we've got a property on Lake Tarpon, 520 George Street South, Tarpon Springs. This is on the lake. Bring your boat, bring your fishing pole, bring your jet ski to this beautiful property on George Street South in Tarpon Springs. No homeowners association. You got a boat dock, covered boat dock with a boat lift, mother-in-law suite, and too many upgrades to mention here. But reach out. We would love to talk to you about our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, in studio here, we've got Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us. Fred, welcome into the show, buddy.
Great to be here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations are in order right here as well. Congratulations for being nominated. Fred and Water Science has been nominated for Sustainable Business Award for 2020.
Excited about that.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. Well, since 2005, we've been using our best efforts to try to educate people about the water here in Florida, and mainly about the terrible effects to the environment by people using water softeners. Water softeners that use salt. And it's incredible. We did a real conservative detail on how many gallons of water would be saved if just a small amount of people would convert their water softeners to something like we have.
Mm-hmm.
And one example was enough water to provide for 7,000 families for a year.
Wow.
Just a small percentage of people that would eliminate water softeners.
Wow.
So we're really excited about that. And we feel good about doing what we do,
Yeah. I feel like it, we've had a lot of expert contributors on the show, and a lot of our folks we do business with. My wife and I, do business with Fred and his team at waterscience.us. They provide a great product, great service to the community, and it's something that you need for your health. We had Thomas King on the show yesterday talking about defending your family, taking care of your family, and we mentioned, there's the self-defense. Not only that, are you doing cyber defense, cyber crime, identity theft? You're thinking about nutrition, and if you got kids and the family are they eating right? Are they taking their vitamins and nutrition supplements? But then think about the water as another part of that. And Fred, it seems like it really is a legacy for you. It seems like it's more of a legacy that you're building here.
Yeah. I'm a second generation master plumber, so I've been in water all my life, right? And my two of my 5 sons are continuing that,
Yeah.
So we're really proud of that. And basically what we do is just try to educate the consumer.
Yeah.
Most people know how bad the water is in their home already, and now coming up, they're going to be putting extra chlorine in the water lines to get rid of the bacteria that accumulates. So you're going to have to deal with that if you don't have our system in your home.
So let's talk about that, because you had mentioned last time and educated me. That's one of the great byproducts of being a show host is I learn a lot about the different areas of business and finance, and in this case, water. When we have a cyclical economy here in Tampa Bay with the cycle of the, AKA snowbirds, coming down, and then they leave at a certain point. Talk to us about the effects that has on the water supply and the piping.
Yeah.
It's more into pipes, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's about, there's thousands of miles of piping between the treatment plant and your home. And when the snowbirds leave, the water volume diminishes. So there's less flow in the main lines. And when that happens, air builds up. If there's air, there's bacteria. So they have to put more chlorine in those times.
So the air causes the bacteria, then the bacteria, the cause and effect there is for the municipalities to put more chlorine in the water system.
Yeah, have to do it.
Right. So we're talking with Fred DeFelice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, and waterscience.us is the website if you'd like to check them out. Fred, we talk about chlorine, chloramine, microplastics in the water, pharmaceutical drugs in the water, other contaminants that are in the water, and it seems like they're at record high I'm not sure exactly how you measure that, but the levels are the highest they've been in a long time.
Yeah. Well, everything we do winds up in the Hillsborough River, basically in our waterways, and that's where we're getting most of our water from. So whatever goes in the street, whatever comes off your tires as you're driving down the road, the microplastic particles, that's winding up in our waterways, and eventually it's everywhere. So you can't escape it. So fortunately, our systems are designed to remove all the bad stuff, but leave in all the good minerals. And that's what we're really proud about. Having these good minerals that are already naturally occurring in our water system is what we need for our health. So get rid of all the other bad stuff and maintain that. Now you're doing something.
Now, you've helped families, you've helped a lot of families, some of our radio show folks that are calling in wanting to talk to you, and my family personally. Talk to us about the sustainability, because you were nominated for a Sustainable Business Award for 2020.
Yeah.
Talk to us about what you see happening, like what's the future of water look like?
Yeah, we right now SWIFMA, the agency that handles all the water in Tampa Bay, they're really working hard to get builders to do things where they're saving water at every step. So we're going to be working with them as well to try to educate their builders and developers. But they've already talked about using reclaimed water, blending that in with the regular water supply for our drinking purposes. So it's done in other states. It's nothing new. The problem we have with that is just going to be more pharmaceutical drugs and more plastic particles, microplastic particles.
Yeah.
So these are the things that they cannot deal with. So here's what it amounts to. I mean, we know this is the world we live in now in many aspects. It's up to us to protect our families, right? And you can do it right where the water comes into your home. And that's what we do.
Right. So specifically about the product then. So Fred and his team will come over. They will install onto your home both an external piece and then an under the sink piece.
Yeah, we like to recommend the under sink unit. And this is where we're really getting rid of any minute particles of fluoride, pharmaceutical drugs, microplastic particles, the heavy metals, all the bad stuff that you don't want to ingest. Certain things you'll find in the shower and doing laundry, but if you're drinking and cooking, you want to have the ultimate for pure water. And this is what our doctors are telling us, what we really need to have to maintain our bodies, and the really true alkaline water. Alkaline water, it's what you need.
Yeah, alkaline, that's a big key word, is, because the opposite of alkaline is acidic, right?
Correct.
So if your body's in acidic state, you hear pharmacists, doctors, health experts saying that is where cancer cells can survive. And the extreme example is the young kid that drinks 2 or 3 soda pops a day, sodas with, all the sugar in it. They're eating candy. They're, they don't want to eat the good foods, but they eat a bunch of the junk. At some point, your body's going to get to a point where you're a perfect breeding ground for those cancer cells that we already have in our body. And they're able to, exacerbates the problem when you have that. So the opposite side of that is alkalinity. So how can you build up your alkalinity, Fred?
Yeah, it's the only, your food, your diet, and basically your water.
Yeah.
Our alkaline water is right up there at 9 on the pH scale. And the taste is just incredible. I mean, besides everything else.
Yeah.
And don't be buying bottled water anymore, really.
Yeah.
We give you some glass bottles that you can use. You'll never have to buy another bag of salt or bottled water again.
Yep.
That's our motto.
So you've got the water, you're extending the deal through the end of May. What is the actual deal now?
We're offering dealer pricing on all our equipment, and we're doing free standard installation. We've had several people, listeners from the show already call up, and some are taking advantage of that, and we're happy to do it. We want to give back whenever we can, and we know it'll all come back to us because people love to talk about us,
Yeah.
And that's going to help everyone else.
Yeah, it's definitely a lifestyle change. I think a lot more people are talking about their health. They're more involved with their health. I just heard about, I think it was Whole Foods saying, some of their organic foods wasn't properly sourced as organic because it came from China. I think there's a trend in health. There's a trend in buying American. And there's a trend of, supporting local businesses. So Fred DeFelice embodies all of that here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us. More from Fred coming up in our lightning round. Also more from Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing. We're going to have him give some top tips and advice, as well as our feel-good story of the day. Find out about this man who stays up to help his wife, ends up winning a $100,000 lottery jackpot right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, Consumer Quarterback Show page on Facebook, and we would love to connect with you as well on LinkedIn. And we'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Brimes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace, 80 categories of consumer advocate content and advice right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We bring on and interview local area experts, celebrities from time to time, and also attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, all types of great home services and health experts here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So we appreciate you hanging out. And we appreciate you tuning into the show and supporting our local area business owners. My wife, Lindsay, and I own and operate the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Now, with Keller Williams, we've got a couple options, a couple opportunities. We're hiring agents right now. So if anybody's looking to get into real estate or be on a great team, we would love to talk to you there. We're making cash offers on property. Some people want those fast, quick close, and you hear some of those competing folks on radio. Used to hear them. They're gone. Those hedge fund monies have dried up. We still are owned by Gary Keller, billionaire owner of Keller Williams Realty. We're still buying properties. We're able to close quickly, and I've got other investors as well that we can work with if not. So we'd love to help you in your real estate business, buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Please reach out to the Consumer Quarterback Show. I got a commercial property available in Tampa. It's 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue. It's an office building. So if you're paying rent as a business or leasing space, why not own your own beautiful freestanding building with a large conference room, small kitchen, completely fenced in. You've got a camera system, security system as well, and it's a great opportunity right here in Tampa Bay. Mid $400,000 price point at 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue, Tampa, and you've got signage on Hillsborough Avenue with close to 40 to 50,000 cars a day, of course, in a normal economy driving by. Once we get back to normal economy, you'll have a lot of traffic driving by there as well. 422 Wildwood Way in Bel Air. This is a gorgeous property in Bel Air, Florida. One of the coolest little communities in Tampa Bay on the Gulf Coast here that you have with close proximity to golfing, the beaches. Now, this home has over $130,000 of recent upgrades and additions, renovations, plus investment into lush tropical landscaping here at 422 Wildwood Way in Bel Air. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And giving you a shout out to Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brothers Easy Moving. Give them a call. Let them know that the real estate quarterback sent you. And reach out to Gary Thacker. He's the owner there. Talk to Brothers Easy Moving, whether you're planning a local or long distance move. Reach out to Brothers Easy Moving. They did a great job on my family's move, and I highly recommend Brothers Easy Moving. All right, every day we're going to tell you something positive in our feel-good story of the day, and we've got a good one here as well. So this is a interesting story. It says, it pays to be kind. An Oregon man who stayed up all night to help his wife adjust to her new work hours found being a helpful spouse paid off when he won a $100,000 lottery jackpot. Levi Robinette told Oregon lottery officials he and his son decided they needed an energy drink after pulling an all-nighter to help his wife. He also bought a few $10 scratch-off tickets. Robinette said his fatigue cleared up when he realized he had won a $100,000 jackpot from one of the tickets. He's quoted as saying, "I walked in to get an energy drink, and I walked out with $100,000. So interesting story, pretty cool. He says that he splurged after claiming his prize and bought a motorcycle, but the rest will go into savings. So there's a cool story coming out of our feel-good story of the day. We love to tell you something good here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And let's go back to Chuck Peterson here. Chuck, it's time for our lightning round. We'd love for you to offer some parting words of wisdom, nuggets of advice for our listeners and viewers.
All right. So I'm saying it's time for everybody out there to get their roof looked at. It's in hurricane season is next month. The hurricane forecasts for this year from both Colorado State and Penn State are increased hurricane season. One with 16 named storms, another one with 18 named storms. Several major hurricanes, not that they're going to hit Florida, but we never know. And, we need to take it upon ourselves to make sure our property is in good shape and ready to go.
Wow. Yeah. So 16, 18 named storms coming up, going to be, in the box, outside the box. And once they're in that box, real estate transactions cannot close. You've got the insurance restricting closings on that time. But what you can do right now is be proactive and reach out to our team at Suncoast Roofing. Chuck Peterson and his team, free offer for a roof inspection. All right, in studio here, Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us.
Yeah, many people are looking into trying to do something to filter their water or some kind of water system. And what I recommend is don't make a judgment, under pressure. We don't have salespeople out there. Basically, we can talk to you over the phone and ask you a few questions and know just what you need. But we never pressure you into making a sale. We'll educate you. You make the decision. We'll provide it.
Excellent. All right. So today I'll talk about if in this time, it's a great time to reinvent yourself. And I hear some people, talking about, or I read social media or have people reach out to me, and, even some of the folks that I've worked with in the past as a real estate coach, kind of helping them get their real estate career going, is they don't seem to be happy where they're stationed in life. As Jim Rohn used to say, is your station in life, right? So if that's a situation, what you want to do is break it down from an hourly basis and where you want to be. So for example, if you have a goal of saying, hey, I want to make $100,000 next year, you divide that number by 2,000 hours. Okay, so if your average work week or work year of 2,000, that equals $50 per hour. So if you have a baseline of $50 per hour, then you need to be outputting that much of a response. So for example, if you're in sales, how many prospects do I have to call to get X amount of appointments? And then out of those appointments that I get, how many of those appointments do I need to convert into closed sales to generate the business and the income that I want? So it's really life and sales and business a lot of times breaks down as just a large math equation. It's like a math equation, the input and what you have to do in that sales cycle to generate the type of lifestyle that you'd like to have, and success is there. And think about living, of course, pre-coronavirus. That is different from where we're at now. We're in the middle of the corona crisis, but if you look at it, it's still, the best time to be alive as a human being. It's one of the best times ever. You have, the internet. You've got, all these luxuries that we're afforded. Everything from air conditioning to roads to drive on. These types of things that a lot of us take for granted. But think of opportunity as like a spaceship. The spaceship is about to take off from Cape Canaveral, for example, right? And they talk about the window of opportunity to launch, right? The atmospheric conditions have to be right. The weather conditions have to be right. The crew has to be ready. Everything has to be ready for that specific time to launch that spaceship. But for you, that opportunity is going to be different. It's going to be, whatever your criteria is from a perspective. But, think of it that way. And it's a great time now, while business is slower, or maybe you're transitioning, to gather skills, gather knowledge, develop abilities, and grow your sphere of influence and your knowledge base. And that's going to help you be a stronger candidate, either for an employment type of opportunity or an opportunity to start your own business, grow your current business, and maybe it's a side hustle that you have now. But if you put the time in, it's going to work for you. So you got to be committed to success, and that's the key. Is making sure that you have the self-discipline. The definition of self-discipline is the ability to do what you should do, whether you feel like it or not. And that's the problem, that a lot of times people say, well, I don't feel like doing that. That's too hard. And that's why it's called an extraordinary lifestyle. To live an extraordinary lifestyle is to make those dedications and make that happen. All right, let's do another round here. Let's go back to Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing. Top tips.
Right, let's talk about our normal standby, right? Make sure, if you're the consumer, that you check out the company that comes to your door, that either you called or they're knocking on your door, that you check them out, make sure they're licensed, insured, can actually do the work, can pull the permit on your house. Make sure that they're a upstanding company. Don't sign something the day you're standing there. Don't give them 50% down payment. Just be smart about it. Like Fred said, don't sign something today. Everybody's there. Take a night and think on it and check things out, and call us back the next day. We'll be right here when you call back.
Yeah, that's a good one, Chuck. What amount should they expect to put down payment, either on a roof repair or a complete re-roof?
I mean, you're probably talking maybe 10%. You know, on our guys, if it's a shingle roof, we usually just ask for $1,000 down, and then we'll do the work, and you just pay us when we're done. You know, if it's a tile or metal roof, we do $1,000 down, and then we get some money when we start the job, about 40% when we start, because we're there on the job, materials there, and then the rest when we finish. But never would we say, hey, we need 50% of the money before you ever see us again. Out the door we go. I mean, you know, as we've talked about in the past, we've done roofs for people who've done that in the past, and it's as unfortunate as it can be to have to deal with that.
Yeah, it really is. All right, Fred DeFelice, final thoughts.
Yeah. Our systems are made in the USA, carry a lifetime warranty, require no maintenance for 3 years, and because of that, it is a sustainable product. Yep.
Awesome. Yep. So reach out. Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us, if you'd like to get that water system put onto your property. Chuck Peterson, free roofing inspection. He had mentioned it's going to be a pretty active hurricane season this year, and that's right around the corner. So it's a great time to, invest time into these your roofing system, your water system, and the quality of lifestyle and the health that you have with your home. And I want to thank Clyde Smith as well, Bilmar Beach Resort, as well as Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing, and Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us for the show today. And thanks to all of our listeners, our viewers out there, everybody who supports our show and has supported our real estate company and our other business owner partners of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Buy local, buy American, support local, and let's get through this thing together. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food or clothing, hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community. Donate some time, donate some blood, volunteer some time, maybe even swing a hammer for Habitat for Humanity. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check out consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time.